Hi Virgo, this is your January 2021 love horoscope and Horoscope. I'm Ryan with Arrows of Love. Welcome back to my channel. We're going to talk about what's happening in the sky, and then we're going to pull some Angels Oracle and a few cards from the Tarot and look at what's happening in the love life. We're going to start with the sun. The sun is where we put our focus for the month. So the sun is sitting in Capricorn. This is a fellow earth sign. This is great for you, Virgo. And this is your fifth house. So Capricorn is 5 signs past Virgo. The fifth house is all about romance, fun, kids, children, investments. It's a great time for putting out that energy if you're looking for some new love, if you're looking to rekindle the spirit in a current relationship. So the sun is going to be in Capricorn until January 19th, and then it moves into Aquarius, which is your 6th house of work, routine, health, and service. And this should be good energy for you as well. Virgo, you are the 6th house in the zodiacal wheel, so this is a very familiar place. You're already very health conscious and routine driven as it is. But right now, it's all about having fun, loosening up, and having a good time, and enjoying the fun part of life if you can. I realize it's January, we're in the middle of COVID, things are a little bit crazy right now, but try to find those special moments when you can. The month of January, despite the sun being in this fun house, is going to be a little bit intense. And that's because of Mars. And Mars is going to be making a series of squares over to these planets sitting over in Aquarius. Mars is really the dispositor of this entire month as it moves out of Aries and into Taurus. And Taurus is another fellow Earth sign. But Mars has been in Aries for the last 6 months, and it retrograded in Aries, and it could have caused quite a stir in your 8th house. So Aries is 8 signs past Virgo. The 8th house is ruled by Scorpio. Scorpio is very intense emotionally. It's about sex. It's about things unseen. It's about endings and personal transformation. If you really want to think about the 8th house, it's about death and rebirth. Something has to die or come to an end for it to rise like the phoenix from the ashes. So over the last 6 months, if you've been going through a lot of changes, if there's been a lot of endings, if you've been preoccupied with passion or re-looking at your intimate life, anything regarding transformation, hidden things, that's because of Mars. It is finally moving into Taurus on January 8th. That is your 9th house. Taurus is 9 signs past Virgo. The 9th house is about higher education. It's about ideals, spirituality, personal beliefs. So if you've been doing the work in that 8th house, going deep, looking at yourself and what it is you truly want, Virgo, now is the time to start coming through with these new personal beliefs, a new ideal notion of romance, anything dealing with the 9th house, higher education, expanding the mind, looking beyond the confines of the 4 corners of a box. January 8th, that's when Mars moves out of Aries, and now messenger planet Mercury, which is transiting through Capricorn, excuse me, transiting through Capricorn, that is your, let me back up. Mercury has been transiting through Capricorn over the last several weeks. It's going to be ending its transit through Capricorn, which is also your 5th house. So there could have been messages of love, great text messages. If you're on any of the apps, if you're looking for it, this would be a really great time for you to do that. But Mercury is going to be moving on January 8th, just as Mars is into Taurus. Mercury is now going to be moving into Aquarius. This again is your 6th house of work, routine, health, and service. So this is something that you should be very comfortable with. Again, you are the 6th house on the wheel, Virgo. But Mercury, messenger planet, what's on your mind, is going to be making a hard aspect, a 90-degree square over to Mars. This creates mental tension. In Virgo, you're already a 10 sign. You already have a lot of tension going on up in the old noggin. So this could be a little bit intense, and it's happening in this 6th house of work, routine, and finance, and your higher ideals. So you might be reviewing exercise, body, health, diet plans, and thinking about how to take it to that next level. But there could be challenges along the way because it is making that square aspect on January 8th. In addition to that, the moon, which is emotion and the public tone, is going to be opposite of Mars in Scorpio in your third house of communication. So, there could be potential upsets somewhere in the health sector, maybe potential higher education. There could be some tension there. And it's all pointing to that health sector service routine. So there could be some review that's needed in that particular department. The good news is on January 8th, love planet Venus, which is going to be in your fifth house of romance, this is fantastic for romance, is going to be making a harmonious trining aspect over to Mars that same day. So even if there's tension going on, even if you are mentally exhausted, or even if there's aggressive communication coming across, irritable communication, there is grounding energy here. Venus is in Capricorn. Capricorn's an earth sign. This is very stabilizing, while Mars is also in Taurus, another earth sign. So if your sun, your ascendant, Venus or moon is sitting in Virgo, that is making a grand trine. That is very positive for you, Virgo, if you're looking for love, if you're looking to take your relationship to the next level, or if you want to rekindle that flame. There are ways to do that. This is also about children too. The fifth house rules children. So if you're looking to expand the family, looking to take things to that next level, this is a fantastic time to do it on January 8th. Also very good for investments. The fifth house rules investment. So anything involving cautious, prudent investing, think about Capricorn themes, things that are safe bets, not taking too much risk. It's the same thing with Taurus. That could pay off very well for you, Virgo. January 13th, the Mars squares continue. Mars is now going to square Saturn. This is a challenging aspect on January 13th. Mars sitting in your ninth house in Taurus, higher ideals, higher education, foreign people, foreign land, traveling, that's long distance travel, is now going to square Saturn sitting in that sixth house of work. Saturn is going to be in that sixth house of work, routine, and health for the next 2 years. It's going to be testing the foundations of your routine for the next till 2023. Mars is very ambitious. It's the get up and go. It's your ambition and your drive. It wants to move forward. But Saturn's putting on the caution light, or even the red light, and says not so fast. You need to take a look at this routine, your health, any type of work matters before you start moving forward on anything that deals with higher education, spirituality, personal beliefs. So there's something that needs to change here, or you're being challenged here to change something in that sixth house. We've seen this energy before. Mars and Saturn squared up back in August and September. So think about what was happening around that August 24th time frame and September 29th. That's when the two met up in this difficult aspect back in 2020. This has got a little bit of a different flavor because Mars and Saturn have now moved on past Capricorn and Aries. Now they're sitting in Taurus and Aquarius. So things could come up, things could be bubbling up from that time frame again, making sure that have you learned your lessons, have you moved on through this challenge? If you have, should be a breeze, but it's still very difficult energy. It's the wanting to go, but Saturn's saying not so fast. You gotta do some work on the health routine work front. That same day, January 13th, there is a new moon. A new moon is the new lunar cycle. It is when the moon conjoins with the sun. This is an interesting new moon, which is happening in Capricorn, your fifth house of romance, fun, children, sports, investments, is going to conjoin with Pluto. Pluto's been sitting in Capricorn since 2008. It's deconstructing your fifth house slowly but surely, and now the moon and the sun are going to be very, very close to Pluto. This has to do with secrets revealed. This could be new revelations, dealing with any of these fifth house themes, things not seen. Symbolically, the sun is going to shine a light on things not seen, and that's Pluto in the underworld. So, this can also bring up a little bit of It's secrets. I mean, that's really what this comes down to. It's things that we really didn't see. And then now it's time to go into the new cycle with that moon. So anything that's a little bit shocking that day or anything that comes up that day, be sure you're grounding your energy. You're getting plenty of exercise, especially for you, Virgo. You're getting that fresh air. You're doing some yoga because of mental tension. There's going to be some tense aspects here, and you could be very triggered on that 13th. Venus, again, is going to help you out, though. Venus is traveling through your 5th house of romance and fun. She's the goddess of love. This is great for this area. And she's going to be making that trine aspect over to Uranus. So, and Uranus is sitting in Taurus. Taurus is that 9th house of higher ideals, personal beliefs, long-distance travel, foreign people, foreign lands. And, so there could be some relief here, possibly some type of vacation if you can possibly do that with COVID. Releasing yourself from old habits or old thought patterns is going to be very beneficial for you. January 20th, this is inauguration day. Again, Mars is a part of this action. Mars is now going to align or conjoin with Uranus and the moon, all in Taurus. That's in your 9th house. Higher education, personal beliefs, your ideals, spirituality. You might be having a spiritual awakening at this time. When Mars conjoins with Uranus, this can be quite explosive. Uranus is the great liberator. It works through shock and awe. It's also about rebellion and the new future, innovation and technology. And when Mars goes over that, it is fiery energy and it wants to move fast. And then you add the moon on top of it. And now you have explosive emotional energy. So people could be very triggered this day. And it's inauguration day on top of it. Again, we have stabilizing energy from the love goddess Venus sitting in your 5th house of romance, fun, children. She's going to be making a sextile, which is an opportunity. You got to look for these sextiles. These are opportunities over to Neptune. And Neptune is a dreamy, romantic, compassionate, empathetic planet, but it also causes confusion, and it can be a little bit hazy. Neptune is sitting in your 7th house. It's sitting over in Pisces. It's been there for quite some time. So Neptune in your 7th house of one-on-one relationships, partnerships, legal contracts, making an opportunity over to your 5th house with Venus, which has to do with investments, has to do with romance and children. Could be a really great day for romance here and getting dreamy and kind of losing yourself in the moment. If you're looking for it, there are opportunities there, but you got to go look for them. Keep in mind, though, there's explosive energy in the air on that January 20th time frame, especially with that Mars-Uranus moon. It's a lot of energy in the air right in Taurus. January 23rd rolls around. Now Mars is going to square Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of expansion. It just expands whatever energy it's aspecting. Jupiter is sitting in your 6th house of work, routine, health, and service. Mars is still sitting in your 9th of higher ideals. It's asking you to change something on these two fronts. But now they're going to be making a challenging aspect. So don't be making any premature moves here without looking before you leave, Virgo, because that is what this energy can produce. It can produce very impulsive type of energy. So don't be doing anything too crazy on that health front or routine or changing things up too fast. Really think about what it is that needs a reevaluation here before you start making any drastic moves. The good news, again, is the sun is going to conjoin with Saturn that same day on the 23rd. Saturn is responsible, disciplined, perseveres, slow-moving. It's karma. So when the sun highlights that, it's asking you, if there's any triggers coming up that day or if you're wanting to make any impulsive moves, step back, ground yourself in the energy, and take the responsible high road here and make sure that it's disciplined before you start making any drastic changes. The 28th rolls around. Now Venus, still in your 5th house in Capricorn, is going to cross over Pluto. It's going to conjoin Pluto. This is great for passion if you're looking for it. This can bring back past life lovers and partners. Pluto's the underworld. It's the past. It's things unseen. So, if you're out there dating, this could be a very passionate day, but this also brings back some karma and something from the past. So be aware of that. This can also bring up jealousy and obsession. So Pluto brings up all of these type of intense emotions. It's the 8th house. It's things unseen. It's the past. So, and the fact that it's sitting in your 5th house could be real explosive in the bedroom if you get my drift, if you're looking for that. And again, you know, if you're looking to expand the family, the 28th is not a bad time to be doing that. And the 20th, you know, another very romantic day. And so is January 8th. So there's some good things happening for you, Virgo. Got a lot of earth energy. That's trining energy. Those are blessings from the universe. So if you've been doing the work, it's good. Keep in mind, though, there's some challenges out there with Mars. It's sitting in health, sitting in your higher ideals, challenging your personal beliefs, making sure they're rock solid, that you have the goods to back it up, so to speak, and the facts. Virgo, you're a fact-driven, logical sign, so anything not rooted in a solid foundation is going to be exposed. January 30th, got a lot happening this month. Mercury is going to retrograde. Whenever this happens, this is a period of reassessment in whatever house it's going to be retrograding through. So Mercury is in your 6th house. That's work, routine, health, and service. Again, this triggers you. You are the 6th house on the zodiacal wheel, Virgo. So you should be able to navigate this, but there could be potential health issues come up, maybe something with work or routine. You're going to be reviewing this area from January 30th through February 21st. It's a 3-week period that Venus is going to retrograde, or excuse me, Mercury is going to retrograde in that 6th house in Aquarius. You will get glimmer, and you'll get an idea of what needs reassessment or review around, well, starting around the January 15th timeframe, because that's where Mercury is going into its shadow phase. So it starts entering the degrees of Aquarius in which it's going to back up. Mercury doesn't actually go in reverse, by the way. It's just based on the orbit. And the Earth's orbit, it kind of looks like it's moving backwards in the sky. It's not really moving backwards in the sky. It's just based on an illusion that we see here on Earth. So time for reassessment, work, health, routine, and service. Otherwise, you got some good stuff happening with Venus sitting in your 5th house of romance. So if you're out there and you're single and you're looking, it's a great time to do that. Make sure you're getting out on those dating apps, or if you're dating right now, maybe you take things to the next level. If you're looking to re-spark that fire in your current relationship, January 8th, January 20th, and January 29th or 28th is a really good time to start doing that. But keep in mind, there is intense oppositional and squaring energy happening in the sky that's going to challenge your personal beliefs in that work and health sector, Virgo. All right, so let's take a look at what's happening in love. Keep in mind that this is a general reading. These messages will not resonate with all of you. Take a look at your ascendant, Venus, and moon sign. If these messages don't resonate with you, sometimes those signs will resonate more depending on what's happening in your natal chart. All right. Let's take a look, Virgo. Codependency, addictions are affecting your romantic life. We just talked about 6th house, work, routine, health. Addictions come up in that 6th house. You're going to be reviewing that in January and February. Passion, allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. We talked about passion. 5th house matters. Venus is traveling through that 5th house of romance. Pluto is sitting in that 5th house of romance, and when Venus and Pluto hook up, wow, those are fireworks. That is passion. But be aware, the dark side of this is it creates jealousy and obsession, but great passion right around that 28th period. All right, let's check the tarot. This is for Virgo. Justice. We'll talk about that. Page of Wands. Knight of Pentacles. Seven of Wands. 8 of Pentacles. And the Seven of Cups. All right, Virgo, you got some things going on here. So codependency, something's going on here. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. And you got the Justice card. Now, this could be revelations coming about, right? This is what I talked about with that new moon energy happening on January 13th. Things could come out, secrets come out during that time. Sun and Pluto, that's when things come about. But justice is about clearing out that energy. And there's definitely messages coming about here. Pages are about messages. They also represent children. Some of you, this message won't resonate with all of you, but my guides are telling me you might have children that are having some addiction issues, if any of you have children. But this could also be with a partnership. There might be, addictions come in all forms here. So there's going to be messages about it for sure. Some of this could be with children, though. But this is someone looking out and deciding possibly to start a new route. The Knight of Pentacles, which very well could be you, Virgo, because Pentacles represent Earth energy. So that's Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn, and we talked about all three of these signs, and this is the man standing out, taking his time about which direction and which offer to take here, but there is definitely something that needs to be addressed as far as codependency issues come, and this could even involve the law. Justice, even potentially divorce for some of you, due to codependency. Not for all of you, but justice is coming out. Some things will be revealed through that new moon, conjoining Pluto. Others of you, this could be children having some codependency issues, possibly a partner, and this could have something to do with Johnny Law too. The Justice card definitely has an element of... there's a legal aspect here, and yeah, it looks like maybe some things are going to come to light to that, or resolutions are coming to it. But if there are codependency issues, I have to say, go seek professional help, whether it's therapy, whether it's addiction counseling. Addictions destroy relationships. So be sure you are taking care of that. If it's you or if it's a partner, things might come up on that front. And there's definitely, we got the Passion card here, right? Allow your heart and your soul to sing. This is very much of a fifth house type of energy. Problem is, it looks like there's some battles happening on this front because you have the Seven of Wands. If you're single, you got your eye on someone, you might have some competition here. Could be that you're fighting to make things more passionate, but the man's standing his ground. So there might be something with higher ideals here. Maybe you're readjusting your beliefs when it comes to sex and passion, and you got to do some readjustment. You're fighting some inner demons here. This very well could be your codependency issue too, Virgo. Some of you, not all of you. But this is a battle card. This is you fighting people off, or this is you fighting yourself. Allow your heart to open. Are you closing yourself off, Virgo? And are you closing yourself off because you're working too hard? This is the man hard at work, collecting those pentacles, one after the other. Maybe your codependency issue here is that you work too much. Virgos love to work. You are the sixth house. It could be you need to step back and reignite that passion because you're working too hard. Some of you got some addiction issues on the other front, though. Not all of you. But most of you, this is going to be a work situation where you're just working too hard. You got to step back and have some fun, reignite that romance. Others of you, you got some substance abuse issues. The last card here is the Seven of Cups. This represents confusion and illusion, and these are offers. So if you take a look here, not all of these cups are actually very good. One's got a snake in it. One's got, some weird looking mushroom. One's got a wreath though. So there's some haziness and confusion here happening with either relationships and work, or someone's not being totally honest about any type of addictions or codependency issues here. So it's a very much a feeling of the sixth house, work and routine, health and service. Virgo, this is very much a archetypal Virgo reading, but if you want to reignite that flame and you want to tap into that passion, you're going to have to step back here from the work. You're going to have to stop fighting yourself. Virgos do that all the time. Step back from the confusion. Not everything is meant for you. And allow your heart to sing. Get back to your partner. Get back to your love interest. Put yourself out there. You have some good things coming, but I think maybe you're probably working a little bit too hard. And like I said, others of you might have some substance abuse issues. There could be something with the child here too. So, take the messages that resonate with you and leave the rest. But, there's some serious stuff going on here, but you're going to have to take a step back because Mercury is coming through and it's going to retrograde through this area, and this can really screw you up because you are ruled by Mercury. So when Mercury is retrograde, it can feel like you're swimming up against the tide here, so to speak, and it's going to happen in that sixth house. That's you. So you are very much a part of this. You're going to have to take a step back here, Virgo. Let's pull one more card for the outcome. Very nice, Ace of Swords. This has been coming up a lot. It's the new start. Coincides with the new year. Coincides with new thought processes. You're going to have to readjust something on that mental front in order to move forward. You have to start the new cycle. Some pattern and thought probably needs to leave or be recycled. You got to start the new. You got to bring forth what it is you want and start manifesting, Virgo, because things are going to get difficult for you. You got some great stuff happening though. There's great things going to be coming for you, but yeah, some idea, some thought pattern needs to change. You reignite the flame when you change the thinking. And Virgo's all about self-confidence. Virgos have to build up their self-confidence. So thinking that you're not worthy of love, thinking that you're never going to be good enough for anybody, that's the type of negative self-talk that gets Virgos into a lot of trouble. So you're going to have to step back. Remember who you are. You are an amazing person, Virgo. You have so much to offer. And you help clean up so many people's lives because you're so detail-oriented. But something's got to change on that mental front in order to bring in that new love, or to reignite the love, or to bring it to that new passion. This is mental thinking too, with that codependency. You could be obsessed about something, just going over and over something again and again. Yoga does very well. If you're obsessively thinking about something, one way to deal with it is to start, whenever you're starting to think about obsession, whatever it might be, think about a happy story and make sure it's like a 5-minute story that you can tell yourself in your head, and make sure you can walk yourself all the way through it and do it as many times as you have to if you're having some negative thoughts. But it has to be something that builds you up, something that brings in your self-confidence, Virgo. Anything that you are proud of will help you get through any type of obsessive thinking. I think you're definitely going through some stuff on the mental front, and you're definitely challenging yourself, or you're having some issues with other people here with that battle card. So start the new cycle, right? 2021 is here. Let go of the things that aren't working for you. If you're dealing with any type of addictions and romance, be sure you're dealing with that on a professional level. All right. I hope you do well over the next couple of weeks here. We will be back in February. We're going to talk about Uranus and Saturn. They're going to be squaring all through 2021. This brings up a lot of things about authority, new guard versus old guard. But for this, tap into that inner child, because you have so much to offer, Virgo, and don't let the muck run you down. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Click that like button. Be sure you subscribe if you like these videos, and we'll talk to you next month.